welcome to Day in Woburn. I'm your host, Samantha Stone. And as spring day that we actually have, it feels warm and sunny. There's a lot of things that are starting to burst around the city. This is the time of year that we do lots of awesome, good stuff, some inside, some outside. And we're going to go through some fun things that are planned that are coming up over the next couple of weeks. But as always, first we'll start with city business. Welcome, Mayor Concanon. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Samantha. How's it going?
Good. I know that we had a little bit of drama this morning at the courthouse. There was some helicopters and lots of things, and I thought just to sort of rest people's minds at ease, we could just sort of touch on, at a very high level what happened there.
Yeah, there was an incident this morning at the Woburn District Court. I happened to be in a meeting at the time with Chief Rufo, followed by a meeting with Chief Kenton as their crews were responding, and we appreciate the quick response from Woburn PD and Woburn Fire. There was an incident involving a party who dispersed some pepper spray or OC spray. I don't know all the circumstances just yet. The matter is under investigation. There were a few people who were affected by the spray. Some of them were transported to the hospital just for minor treatment, just to try to clear the air a little bit. But thankfully, everybody's going to be okay. The matter's resolved. Order and calm were restored, and I believe the courthouse was to open up by the end of today. So that matter is still under investigation. I'll leave it to those investigators to determine exactly what happened. But people should feel reassured that everything is back to normal and the matter's resolved.
Yeah, thank you. I know we all feel good when we see how fast the teams are able to respond and adjust to things that are unexpected. So we
Yeah,
appreciate that as always.
yeah, and thankfully it was a nice day. So when the people evacuated from the courthouse, they were standing in the sunshine. It wasn't too much of an inconvenience for them. So all in all, not too bad.
Excellent. Saturday was a very rewarding, not a sunny day, not a
Yeah.
warm day, but a very rewarding one. We did the 250th Battle Road. And I got to tell you, I was really impressed with Woburn, despite really kind of atrocious weather, kind of the
Yeah.
worst of spring. We had a very sizable crowd come that day.
It was amazing. If we had had today's weather, I don't know how many people would have been there. I don't know if we could have accommodated them all, but we all woke up Saturday morning and saw snow on the ground, and that was a little concerning. And then we had some rain throughout the day, but we had a tremendous crowd show up for the Battle Road commemoration over at the old Tarkey school site. Uh, I'm just totally blown away by the efforts of the committee to put it on. All of those who showed up to partake. The presentation, the program was informative and interesting, and not too long, given that people were sitting in the cold and the rain. But I was thoroughly impressed. We had reenactors come and add authenticity to the whole day, portraying Colonel Baldwin and others. Just did a great job of really appropriately and nicely commemorating the involvement of Woburn's patriots in that historic day 250 years ago. We were joined by representatives from the State Office of Travel and Tourism. And essentially, I think we might have been the very first step in the next year of commemoration of that significant event. And Woburn was proud to play that role on Saturday, and certainly proud to play that role 250 years ago.
Yeah, it was really an amazing experience. Now, the memorial is still there, so we hope, people will come. I know there's a little bit more work to do. It's really dirt right now. Grass will grow
Yeah,
and such
yeah,
as the spring proceeds.
yeah. So there's more work to be done in planting the grass around the area, but the memorial is in place. The map with the interpretive panel is there to try to give some information about what happened that day. We're really appreciative of the design team that helped create all this. As I said, there was a committee that worked for about a year to make it all happen. And I thought it was just a tremendous day. We'd managed our expectations because we weren't out to try to steal anybody's thunder. Lexington and Concord next weekend will be a big event. But we wanted to make sure that we paused and took note of the events from Woburn's perspective, and to make sure that the efforts and the sacrifices of Woburn's patriots were recognized. And I think, in my humble opinion, we exceeded all those expectations on Saturday. It was a phenomenal day.
Yeah, it was really, really, really incredible and definitely worth the cold to be there and be a part of it. I'm grateful that we were able to. And we actually had a number of kids that were hanging out the whole time and also
Yep,
eating some burgers and hot dogs from the Lions Club who
that's
generously
right.
cooked for us. But it was really great. So it'll hopefully be a nice picnic spot for people who
Yeah,
want to check it out as the spring progresses.
yeah, we look forward to crowds coming over to check out the new memorial stone and the panel and walking the Battle Road. The DPW did a great job preparing the
Mhm.
site, cleaning up the road itself. So, yeah, we hope people, in the spirit of 250, go over there and check it out.
Love it. Um, Earlier that day, the same day on Saturday, there was an event at the high school with Senator Markey and Congresswoman Clark, and there has been some questions about them using the high school space, given the role, political roles. But I thought we would just touch on that as, I think normal course of business, the high school rent space, but wanted to just give you an opportunity to comment on that.
Yeah, I actually stopped by that morning before going over to the Taki site for the 250th. We've got United States Senator Ed Markey in town Saturday morning with Congresswoman Catherine Clark. It's only fitting that I go over there and welcome them to town. Didn't get to stay for the event, had to go over and do our event, but did get to say hi. Um, it's my understanding that it was a town hall of sorts that certainly happens throughout the country. Senators and congresspersons put on town halls, do Q&As with folks. Um, it was handled through the school department. They rented the space per the usual protocols. So as far as I know, there was nothing unusual about it. Certainly nothing inappropriate about it. And I'm pretty sure the school department would make the same space available in the same circumstances to any similar group. So I don't think it's much of an issue there.
Great, thank you. We've got a busy week next week. We've got some holidays coming up for some folks who celebrate those holidays. Not everyone does, but City Hall offices and administrative offices have some shorter hours on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, Thursday's usually our late night. We stay open till 7, and then we have an early day on Friday. Uh, in this instance, we will be closing at 4:30 on Thursday afternoon, and then on Friday, instead of being open till 1, we'll be open till 12 noon. Long-standing practice here in the city, but if people do have city business this week, they should take note of those different hours.
And we're also closed on Patriots Day the following Monday, correct?
True, true. Patriots Day again, pretty big day this time around. It's the 250th. Lexington and Concord will be having their events on Saturday. I think mostly so they wouldn't conflict with the marathon on Monday. There's a lot of obvious security issues that come with those two big events. So yeah, Saturday will be a big day over in Lexington and Concord, and then we will be closed here at City Hall on Monday for Patriots Day.
Excellent, thank you. And just for those who are watching, want to remind you that we do have our first shredding event coming up on the 26th and a appliance recycling drive that's actually this weekend, the first in the
Right.
season.
Yeah, the recycling one will be this Saturday, and then the following Saturday on the 26th, we have the shredded event, which is a big success. We usually get a huge crowd and encourage people to take advantage of that, the opportunity to shred safely and securely any of their personal information that they wouldn't want to fall into the wrong hands. And it's appropriate now. We just wrapped up tax season, as of tomorrow. So people may have extra documents they'd like to finally get rid of. So I'd encourage people to take advantage of the shredded event. And at the same time, there's a Conservation Day event for a tree program. So Saturday morning on the 26th here at City Hall from 9 to 1 will be pretty busy. I'd encourage everyone to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great time of year. And I know we've had a few groups reach out. Our sort of Earth Week is coming up next week as well. And some of those groups are doing some cleanups, and we're really appreciative of those efforts across the city and are grateful for everyone who's reached out who've wanted to participate. I know we'll talk as we get closer. We have our big Conservation Day coming up that first week in
Right.
May, and that's a big effort and push that happens around Horn Pond.
Yeah, there's a lot happening this spring. It's always good to see the city awaken from its winter slumber and gets a little bit warmer and all these events start happening and it's a chance for people to get involved.
Excellent. And for those who are curious, we do have a street sweeping schedule that's on the website. If you really started to try and use the road detours button on the top of the homepage, if you click there by date, you'll see in most recent order the things that are up there. And today we posted a little bit of vegetation work that Eversource is doing at Horn Pond, and we posted the next set of ward specific um, road sweeping. Obviously, that's subject to weather, so those dates
Yeah.
might shift a little bit, but it gives people hopefully an idea of what might be around their neighborhoods as we
Yep.
get into spring.
Yeah, there's a lot of information available on the website and would encourage people to check it out. Any questions after that, obviously they can always call either the particular department or they can call here in our office.
All right. Thanks for joining me, Mike.
Thank you, Samantha.
Up next, Courtney. Thank you for joining me.
Hello.
Hello and welcome. I love the flower behind you. I think it's a decorative item, but it makes me feel spring-like
It-
today.
It's there. Very positive mood today, and I love the nice weather. So again, it's great hearing from you.
Yeah, thank you. Courtney, I'm really pleased to introduce you to our audience. You're going to be kicking off a peer support group, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about what's happening there and who this is for.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to be kicking off a peer support group. It actually starts tomorrow at the Woburn Community Center. My group is called SPILL, and that stands for Supporting Peers in Losing Liquor. And this group is actually a group for women, and I really want it to become a safe space for women to get together and vent about their struggles with alcoholism, and to kind of change the narrative on alcohol in our society. It's actually going to be a 6-week series. And like I said, it starts tomorrow, April 15th. Do you have any other questions for me?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about, in general, that it's for women who might be struggling with alcohol addiction. But I know you've been in our conversations really sort of generous in describing what that is. Like, we don't have to have a lot of predisposed definitions about what that looks like, that individuals can kind of come to talk a little bit about the women that you hope to welcome at this.
Exactly. I think that alcoholism and healing from alcoholism comes in many ways, shapes, and forms. And I think just having an abundance of resources for women, because everything isn't the right fit. There's many groups out there, and I think that I would hope that women come to my group and they feel like it's a very safe space, a non-judgmental space. At our group, we are not going to judge anybody based on medications judged by their provider, including medical cannabis. So that is definitely something that is new and sort of changing the narrative on this. I think in the past, a lot of people have kind of strayed away from using cannabis and healing with alcoholism, but I think it actually is a great resource. And it's just going to be, again, a very inviting space, a non judgmental space. And it's for women in any stage of their alcohol recovery. And I just hope that a lot of women will end up seeing this and really join us tomorrow to a fun group, hopefully. And even though it might not be positive and uplifting and smiley all the time, that's okay, because a lot of the times we need to get through all those sad emotions to be able to find a space of peace and happiness.
Well,
So.
we're really glad. Many of the folks who watch the show regularly have met Mackenzie, who's our substance use and mental health coordinator for the city. And there are certainly a lot of therapeutic services and things across. But one of the things that we know helps is peer support. And so, Courtney, I know when you approached us about wanting to do this, we were very excited to see someone who would provide this specific type of support to the community, and we're eager to help that. For those who are listening, depending on what day you actually watch this, the series kicks off on Tuesdays at 7 p.m., correct?
Oh, yes, exactly. We are filming on Monday. So for me, it starts tomorrow. But yes, so the dates of the spill groups are going to be it start on Tuesday, April 15th at 7 p.m. at the Woburn Community Resource Center. And it's going to be a 6-week series. So it's going to start April 15th, continue April 22nd and April 29th. And then it will go into May 6th, May 13th, and wrap up on May 20th, with hopefully more groups to come in the future for our spill group. But we are starting off with this 6-week series. And I want everyone to feel comfortable to come and again know that they're in a safe and inviting space. And yes, I think that this is going to be a great resource for the town. And for you have for those of you who have not visited the Woburn Resource Center, you definitely have to because it's a great, great space, regardless if you visit my meeting or not. It's Samantha has done a great job in creating many programs, and this is just one of them, my spill program. So thank you again.
Yeah, we're very happy to have you. I'm glad, and I hope people find it a welcoming and safe environment. There's no registration required, so people can just come. It's, will be confidential, and like many of the things that we do there, we want people to be able to be themselves and share with each other. So thank you, Courtney, so much for bringing this to our community.
Thank you so much. And again, I have my own experience with alcoholism, so it's becoming from a pure state of, we're all going to help together and we can all help each other through our own experiences. So thank you so much, Samantha, again, and I hope to see a lot of women there.
Thank you. Maureen Willis, thank you for joining us from Mass Teacher Resources.
Hi, Samantha. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, always. You're right next door to me at the Community Resource Center, so I often see how busy you are on Saturdays, which is nice. I know that Earth Week is coming up and that you guys are doing a drive to help people reuse and repurpose things. Tell us a little bit about the kinds of things you're hoping to collect.
So, Mass Teacher Resources provides classroom supplies to teachers, and we accept donations of things that are new but also gently used. So, with Earth Day in mind, we set up a few dates for people who are kind of in the cleaning mode or, maybe wanting to avoid sending things to the local waste stream to think about donating them to Mass Teacher Resources. So, we had a donation drive on Saturday morning. And we had a dozen people come, and including 4 teachers. And we received things such as classroom supplies and office supplies, lots of arts and crafts supplies. The teachers have things that only teachers have. And when they're retiring or changing grades, they are happy to pass things along to other teachers. But from a household perspective, even things like coffee filters and string, recyclables such as the little baskets that fruit come in or egg cartons. Those are all things that teachers love to get, and those are things we keep in stock at the store.
That's fantastic. And for those who aren't familiar with Mass Teacher Resources, I hope most of you who watch are. This is really a tremendous free resource for teachers to help get things in their environment. So we know we call it a store, but it's a free store for those that it's designed to serve.
It is. We serve teachers at K through 8 Title I schools in 70 communities in Greater Boston. So, and teachers come and can choose what they need for their classroom from our inventory. And it really is the things that they would pay for with their own money if they couldn't get them at the MTR free store.
Fantastic. Maureen, for those folks who have not been there before, why don't you let them know where to drop off those donations and if there's any specific days or times you want them to focus on?
Sure. So the MTR Free Store, like Samantha mentioned, is located right next door to the Community Resource Center, 400 West Cummings Park, Suite 6250 in Woburn. We have 2 dates coming up in April for people to drop off donations. It's this Wednesday, October, April 16th from 10 to 2. And then on Tuesday, April 22nd, which is actually Earth Day, we're there from 3 to 7 p.m. We also accept donations by appointment, and we also have a drop box right outside the store. So if people are coming by with with a few items and they just wanted to leave them in the box, we encourage them to do that as well.
Fantastic, thank you. And we are having a student art show. We're actually decorating. We have 15 pieces of student art that will be hung on Thursday, celebrating those students from the Shamrock and Alta Vista schools that the art teacher has selected. So if they're coming by for the art show, bring something and pop it over to the box right next door. It'd be a great chance to do both.
Great, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us, Maureen.
Thank you.
Next up, we have an exciting Healthy Kids Day. Catherine and Allie, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us. Hi.
So Healthy Kids Day is sort of an annual tradition. I'm very excited this year that the city will have a table there, and we've got some cool stuff that we'll be hopefully giving away. People will enjoying while they're there. We have some I Spy Horn Pond scavenger hunt cards and maybe another surprise or two that we'll be bringing with us. But we're just one of many things that are happening. Tell us about the day.
Yeah, so our Healthy Kids Day program or our event is a really great event that we have that'll be going on. It's going to be on Saturday, April 26th. So from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it is open to the local area. So it's not just for members of the Y, which I think is great. This year, we do have a variety of different things that will be going on, which is really exciting. We have, community partners that'll be coming. So you guys will be there, as well as a variety of other things that are in the local area. We do, department activities. So more specifically, it's a whole group thing. So we'll do, we have family swim times that are super exciting. We'll have family group exercise classes, things like that. So Zumba, yoga. We also are going to have our after school program, as well as our full-time, like our childcare that'll be there as well too. And they will all have tables. It'll be outside in the field, so right next to our building. And we'll have activities for them to kind of go around and do, as well as those local partners as well.
Fantastic. I am being the very lucky recipient of a program that the Y offers, a Live Strong program for those who have recovered or recovering from cancer. And it's a really awesome program that you guys do, unrelated to Healthy Kids Day. But because I'm participating in that, I'm getting reacquainted with the Y, and it really is a wonderful, tremendous asset to our community, and has so many great things. I love that you have a day like this where people can come and really get focused. Ali, I know you were very excited about this year's theme, which is being used nationally. Tell us about that.
So we've had many themes throughout the 30 years of Healthy Kids Day, but this year launches our multi-year partnership with Peanuts. So very excited. And I know that's something that my generation is very close to. And I'm hoping that this may introduce some of our little ones to these wonderful characters. And I have the privilege and, of course, joy in hosting an interactive story time with Charlie Brown and Sally, which will be about halfway through our day. But it's wonderful. And the fact that this is something that really, our mission is, of course, healthy living, mind, body, soul, that actually goes along with the Peanuts mission as well. Not many people know the history behind Peanuts, and that the characters supposedly are on the spectrum. And it's all about activity and friendship and community, which, of course, is what we stand for as well.
That's fantastic. I love it. Catherine, tell us a little bit more logistically. I know we talked about it being on the 26th. Like, what time of day should people come by, or is there a schedule they should be checking out?
Yeah, so we have a schedule that we'll be sharing out. So it'll be on our social media. That's kind of the biggest area that we can share information from, on our website as well too. So the event starts at 10 in the morning and it goes until about 1 in the afternoon. It will be outside. The past couple of years we've done it inside in our gym, but this year we're going to bring it outside just because, and we're hoping for no rain. So we'll see. But so it'll be during that time frame. Again, it's open. So we have a variety of swim times that'll be running between the times of, like 10 and 1. We'll do the story time with Allie. We have our group exercise classes. So they're either about a half an hour to an hour long, like all depending on what the activity is. There's a full size sheet that we have with a breakdown of everything that we can share on our social media. And then we also just have our Healthy Kids Day with a general flyer with all of the information on it as well too. So parents are more than welcome to come with their kids. Between those times, it's very fluid and open. So if they'd like to stay the whole time, they can do that. Or if they want to just come at the beginning or just towards the end, there's a lot to choose from. So it's nice.
And we have ongoing games and activities throughout that whole time as well. So things that are not scheduled, like our obstacle course, the inflatable obstacle course that's going to be there. And of course, the giant bubble pit. So yeah, I'll be there too. So there are a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. You guys do a great job of entertaining and educating children. So this is another example of that. I love that it's open to the whole community, so you don't have to be a Y member. It's a great chance to go in there and take advantage of all the awesome programming that you're doing. And it sounds like it's going to be a wonderful, fun day. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for having us here. And we're excited we had an opportunity to share with everyone.
Thank you.
Excellent, Woburn. You can see there is a whole lot of things that is happening across the city. We hope that you'll be able to participate. What's nice about the timing of this particular event too is it's sort of at the end of school vacation week, if memory serves correctly. So it's a nice way to try and transition back and get ready to get back to school and routines after that. Woburn, as always, please continue to take good care of each other.